Yeah, I started recording. I see you as a little girl, probably 8 years old, running through the field of flowers, tall grass, and you're collecting daisies. Like, I clearly see daisies. Uh, your hair is brownish, and it's like wavy. And the grass is so tall, and you're running right here, the little path in the middle. And it seems like you're going there a lot, and there's a little goat running behind you. I think that's your call him my friend. And you're going to a house. I think you speak Czech or something, Slavic something language. And I see your mother. She's cooking something. I think you're showing me right away, 'cause it's you. Something that is important, I guess. And your father. They're both loving, but they both want, as you grow, you're like, you can mute your microphone if you want to. And,
Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
and I feel like from you, like you're lonely. You're the only daughter. There's this little brother you have also, but you don't really, you don't connect with him. Because I see you now, and this is 17th century, but I see you now growing up to, you're like 19, maybe 18 years of age. And you're sitting there in the garden with the book, and you're not really happy because you know that 21 is coming up soon, and your father will probably want you to marry somebody you don't like to marry. Which happens if you go further on the timeline. I see a lot of people throwing something, maybe rice, maybe some grains, I'm not sure. But you and this guy is really like, he's like 50 or something. He's really old for you. And you hate the whole thing. And your father and the mother, they're kind of like sided up and picked this guy together because mother seems to be like she's loving but she's cold, like that. And you're by yourself. This is like, I get this feeling of like deep loneliness from you throughout your childhood and there. And then he does something to you. It's almost like he's a psychopath or something. It first starts like verbal abuse or something, and then physical, and you never end up. I see you basically dying. That's all I see. I see you tied up to your bed. I see you tied up to one of those pipes with hot water, whatever there was, and all, by the window. And I see your soul going through your nose, up, 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 up. And here's just like a group of 5 standing by the big castle type structure with a big gate. And it seems like you know what you're doing. Because you go into the gate, you know this place, you walk through it, they open it up for you. And then there's one of the rooms. It's a long oval room and a long oval table. And I see like you call them judges. You don't call them anything but that. And in your head going like, here we go again. They're gonna tell me something bad. So tired of it. I don't want to correct anything. I want to be gone from here. So the judges are like this. One is transparent figure. It looks like some alien group. Vicious. Sharp little teeth. Kind of monstrous type. But they're all cloaked. You see them as old men. You don't see them like I see them. If only you came around and touched them from the back. And there's a skeleton type, and there's this horn type person, not a person, like a cow or a goat or whatever face is, but it's from low dimensional, from inner earth type. It's almost like those they portrayed in hell, but he looks human, old, beautiful. They all like that figures, but there are other two grays, and they just tell you there's this thing that comes up in the middle of the table. It's like a hologram comes up, like a holographic screen, and they show you some of the things that you like against. You didn't go along with the program, basically. According to your contract, you were supposed to go along with him, have kids and all this. And this is interesting. This is the first time I see like a rebellion type thing in you, that you actually say, no, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not going back. You just let me go. And there's this door, and if you only didn't go through that door, you try to escape through some particular door that has some mechanical, it has some design that there's some rays of bright blue light going through it, and that shocks you and erases memory. That's what I understand. And it's like, imagine I see a room and it's literally like floating in the space, in the air, in one of the layers of matrix. And then you just run through it. You wanted to escape, but it zaps you with that blue lights. They're vertical going down through you, and they send you back to the same exact life on repeat. And you're saying that I've been repeating it for 9 long lives, the same exact life, the same story, and I kept refusing to do anything with this idiot, old idiot. Because all your life's running in, it's like a circle, like a wheel. You woke up there, and that wave of you awakened there woke you up here. Pretty early too, little by little, step by step type thing. But in a very kind of fast motions throughout the slides of the of your whole life. Because I mean, you have total of 15 lives. 15. Yeah. This is 16th. And it just 9 of them are just same, and it's almost stands separate too, because they were doing experiment on the strengths of the free will of a soul, how long you can withstand their authoritarian agenda regarding you. And when I connected to one of them, he said to me, there's a lot of souls who get caught like fish in the ocean of space. And we have lots of areas we created for those souls to stay there. Some of them are depleted and they're being revitalized by their own force. Some of them are full force energetically. And we just go to those layers where they are and we take them. Some of them are in containers, some of them are the labs, it depends. And some of them are being sold and traded for technology with other star races. It also says that this universe is young as opposed to others, and that's why souls are always in harmonic symbiotic relationship with the universe, because universe is sentient being, space is sentient, and because of that, the souls don't really know better. They're just here to explore and to play around with experiences and enjoy. But you said you don't have as big level of protection for yourself and for your planets and stars as much as the other universes and galaxies in there have. So you're really unprotected. But your biggest protection would be your free will, which is greatly suppressed on Earth, because it really is a concentration camp of cells he loves. That's the cow-looking kind of skeleton face who's telling me this. So let's just go see how you even got here. Some spacecraft. Nobody's inside, like literally nobody's inside. It's completely round, flat, metallic, zooming through space. And I see souls. Trying to see what constellation that is. It's like that big it's called it's the star Solaris, and that constellation around it, and it just doesn't come because what I got is like the name we know is fake and the other name is different. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You're on this one star, Solaris, and then you want to go to another star to try out you do that a lot. You kind of switch incarnations and you're interested in different bodies of the same star system, different lives to try out on different stars of the same star system. And I see you as a little light going on this certain trajectory, and others are going too. It's like a trail behind you of them. And there's this spacecraft comes. It's drone controlled. It's a drone from somewhere, from Saturn. They have looks like they have a base there, and I see the drone zooming out, ding ding ding, and there's a opening at the bottom, and it literally creates like a tornado thingy, and it sucks souls in, just like shh, like those beads on the necklace. They're all the same, like shh, sucked in. Uh, about 29, the number that came, souls that they sucked in. Yeah, and then they're sucked in a certain container. It's almost like a metallic safe type thing. And this container, the low vibrational, something in the sides of it, the metal they use, something that suppresses the will, the free will of the consciousness that is inside. And then they just bring you to Saturn base. It's a distribution center of souls. So I see like past the rings. There's tons of military bases on the rings. We flew past that, and there's like a little hole on the side, like right here of the Saturn. Looks like a little cavern or a cave created inside. And but when you walk inside, it's like a huge round room with all kinds of technology, and I see different souls stuck in different containers. Some of them are stuck, some of them are clustered. There's like 5 or more inside containers, others are separate. And you got there with the other ones, the other 29, so all of yours 30. And it just happens quickly. The interesting part is I don't really see any aliens, anybody there. It's like the whole system is run by AI technology, AI program. Because it was what it does is like containers put on certain table. Above the table there's like arm made out of metal, and opens container, sorts out souls in different small containers, and then those small containers are put in different uh they look to me like boxes, but it reminds the lab centrifuge or something like this. I always see them. They put inside, they read information off of the DNA of a soul, experience in this universe, how many incarnations, different stars, planets, whatever. And whatever they need according to the list that they need for different projects. Some of them are not even needed. Those souls that are not needed for their projects, they're sold, they're exchanged. I see them being loaded up in containers on another. Well, that's when I see the gray comes out. He helps load them on one of the other shuttles that controlled by drone. He basically like activates it by computer. There's this glass iPad he's holding, and he like touches something and the thing is gone in certain directions through certain portal. Um, yeah, and those, and you were the one, you were the soul they needed, along with some other 6 souls. And they just decided to, it's just experiment on the major experiment on the emotional body, how the emotions run, how much energy we can get through emotions, feelings, and how much we can influence it with technology, with hormones, with all of that, and how it changes throughout the life, and the implants that can be fitted and adjusted according to the age. I see them putting they put a box in the heart area right away before they even send you to incarnation. I see as a child, as a little boy, Marco. It's Bologna, Italy. Yeah, your hair is similar to that other life in Czech, like dark brown, wavy. That was that first life that they send you to, and you lose your favorite grandma, and that's when that's when they start really experimenting in your emotions and taking you back to that base, and basically they extract your energy body from your physical whenever they want to, even during the day. And I see they put like additional, like helmet type thing on your inside your head that can also keep you together with that implant in the heart, can keep you in low vibration, in low thoughts, low emotions. Everything that you think it's like has to be negative. That's what they're trying to do because they really enjoy your energy. It's you're a very powerful asset to them. So you're in your energy sphere and you're calling on all the interference that you had. The interesting thing that is on the left side, I right away see it's like a beam of light stuck. It's kind of like under your left arm, down, goes down into your legs. And that being of light, being with you for 3 lives now, it keeps coming back. It's like disconnects and comes back. It usually comes through your asking for help, being desperate, things like that. It looks like a tall figure. People would probably call it an angel, even though no wings, I see. But it's like a big humanoid form made out of light. And it just radiates this kind of calmness, warmth, and it's almost like you feel safe and loved, like a baby would feel in mother's arms. But the truth is, that's I actually see the cording system he is using. It's like the energy cords he connects to your solar plexus, and solar plexus goes into the heart, wraps around the heart like a loop and goes back to him. So he siphons the energy from the heart and your soul connection into himself, makes himself big and powerful and shiny, and the love that you keep in your heart, through your soul heart connection, he projects it into you, like smoke and mirrors thing that they use. And that's why you felt like you were protected and you'll be fine and on these things. And he just walks into your always left side of your body and sits there. Sometimes I see sometimes in the organs like liver and more like around stomach area, that area. sometimes in the uterus. Looks like in this life it laid up as a uterus, that he was sitting there taking your energy there, and he came out. Wow, the reptilians came out. I see them as crocodiles with those webbed hands, and they're kind of like this. They have this tall neck, and there are little helpers, the Greys, who like basically follow the programs, what to do at different stations, and sorting out souls. Those two came also. You froze them all, and I tell you that you can ask them to remove whatever that is in your body that doesn't belong to you, that artificially placed, or you can do it yourself, and you choose to do it yourself. You're taking out something. It's like a triangle implant from your head. They substituted this with time, with this kind of shape and form. The thing around the heart, it's not a box anymore. It's like a wire, but it's in spiral, and it goes around the heart like a ring, but in a spiral one. And then it's held by the rod right in the middle of the body and goes straight down. It's like this, and then twist around here. And then I see some clips. It almost look like those things that you clip bags with, plasticky ones. Then they are on the spinal cord. There are only two. There's one in the beginning, one at the end. Take those out. You take the one from the head, the heart one, the rod, and something on your feet like slippers, like energetic ones. They're transparent. You took them out too. Put them all on the portal. And now you tell them, I need the contracts. I need to burn up the contracts, delete this all. I'm not following you stupid so-called destiny scenarios. It's interesting, your subconscious is very decisive, understands totally everything, how the system works, how all these artificial realities are placed. Even after you come out of the physical body, you get caught in those. Unless you know. When you don't follow the program, you resist the program. You just go back actually to this, we can call it life in between lives, that castle, that table. And you're like, was your fist on the table? Hey, give me all the papers that you made me sign, because I just refuse. I refuse to participate in your global experiment. There's so many of us participating. Enough is enough. There's a big pile of papers. There's 20 of them on one side, and there's like a lot of like almost like papyrus paper rolled. There are like 20 of those, and around that number 2 and those rolled ones. I think those are the ones of research on you, and because they said that they're not gonna let your potential at a soul level grow if you don't sign. And that was a lie. because potential in a consciousness is always growing. It's never, you can stop it, but you cannot reverse it. So you just take all of them, you dig a hole in your energy sphere, like as if it was ground, put them all in and set up on fire. The whole thing. It seems like that skeleton type, it was the contract holder. Because a lot of those who walking around the castle as an energetic structure to protect it are looking like skeletons in capes. And you can't really see their faces unless you kind of like look in. And then they would switch. It's a funny thing. I see like a big bubble of light coming from you to them when you're looking at them. And the bubble of light creates like a holographic image of a kind of like wise man, whatever they portray the face. Like that. The whole thing is just run on human souls. That's it. So you get rid of the contracts. You took them all out, the ashes, and threw them in the portal to continue burning to nothing. And you just created this beautiful pool of water. It's transparent, it's natural water, you say. And you jumped into it to cleanse your mental, emotional bodies. And you love doing it. You're completely free now and clean. You have a connection with water also, because one of your lives was like water. Water, you're like an amphibian being, and the interesting thing in that life, it looks like you've been going back and forth. It's like first you were in Malaysia and there's some other islands that you're going around that place. And that it's almost like you really remembered that you have a connection with water from some other experiences, and you keep diving and diving, and you just enjoy, and you write some journals based on the diving and following some particular sea animals, becoming friends with them. But once again, in that life, you're totally lonely. You're by yourself. It's interesting how they pushed that. Uh, it was just on the contract. If they could keep you stay lonely, they would. But your free will always overpowers, you know. But in that life, you stay that way. So your DNA, I got the 52. Trying to look at it, that's kind of interesting. It's transparent, and I had to use I put like a special glasses to see, because it's hard to see your DNA. They're basically 52 strands, and they are a transparent color, but then they radiate rainbow type color. And you say because the light goes through any star and it creates the rainbows of light that's supposed to kind of help the earth recover, get out, give it strength, change the frequencies, block the frequencies that are coming from different planets that they strategically put around Earth to keep it enslaved. Yeah, you change that DNA. Basically, they inserted only 2.5% of the reptilian DNA into you just because they wanted to, and they would activate it sometimes, especially in young age, especially on the teenage age, when the hormones were, and that they're very interested in that age, paired up with hormone production, and how would you react? Um, so you change that all back to normal. I told you that you can do any strands of DNA you want, any number, and you said this is my original. I'm gonna keep it that way. And I see you taking out those very thin layers of energy, what we call chakra overlays. They different colors, kind of calmly came from rainbow. Those are rainbow themselves, totally hooked up. It's like a nervous system within the nervous system, hooked up together. You took them all out like on a strand, um, and threw them out in the portal. Yeah, and that's it. I see you going to that time when you were trying to make it from your star to another to incarnate, and you do this with your hands, and you create like a wall. It looks like a glass cold wall, very thick, that this drone controlled flat disk cannot pass. So you actually just go on the star and incarnate in another body that you create for yourself according to the parameters of the star. And that's what you do. So you're no longer the other ones who are with you, all 30 of you. You gave them the information so they can use it when they're ready to understand, because they're all incarnated on Earth. It's like they dump souls on Earth for scientific research of theirs and energy uptake based on the research, which is usually making you produce negative emotions and feelings most of the time. Yeah, you changed that all, and now you're just there, enjoying your life on a blue star that is young but beautiful, as you say. Yeah, and that's it. You're clean and you can ask questions if you want.
I have a lot of questions, but the universe and myself, but I think I need to concentrate on myself. Wow. So all these physical ailments and stuff probably came from that, and my feeling of being alone and separate from everybody was probably the crap they put on me then.
Yeah, and also the fact, because all your lives are like running in the parallel in a circle motion, right? Like a
Right.
pie was, and yeah, they were affecting you emotionally because you're all connected. You know, it's like one consciousness split into little fragments, and each fragment is a different life. If you experience certain, destiny,
Right.
um, of that loneliness, that it would affect you here greatly the same way.
Wow. Yeah, because there's a theme of being alone.
Yes, and it's almost like it's not the depression, but It's just that I don't belong here type
Right.
feeling.
But then again, where do I belong? So there's that too. So um, I don't know.
Well, they do a very good job to erase your memories. That you are that you came from the big, big place, and we all have little places there. Just like we have offices there, there's spaces for each and every one of us, and
Right.
we enjoy creating, but they made us forget about all of this, so we are confused and like children, helpless.
Yes. Very much so. So what should I be doing now? I mean, so I have a problem with my throat all the time. Is that another thing that I seem to like choke almost. A lot of people are having that. I feel like they're putting pressure on all of us.
Yeah, that's the technology that they use to shoot you with all kinds of waves. In your case, it just that feeling was coming from you being fed up. Do you remember how I said that you were screaming at them
Yes.
in between before they made you incarnate into this life? That I'm fed up. And it's
Right.
like that screaming and that energy of that, nobody hears and they do their thing anyway. It's concentrated in your throat.
It's stuck. Okay.
Right.
So maybe I will be heard now.
Yeah, well, you cleansed it all. As I understand, I was trying to look like here's the room, here's the table, here's this thing. It's like a portal system, but when you walk through it, it zaps you with that electricity that you forget your previous life.
Oh,
And I was thinking, like, if you just walked off to the left, because you're in your energy body. You can totally, it looks like a room, but it's not a room. It's like a hologram, right? You can walk through it and zoom up, go through these layers that, they call dome or whatever over Earth, and just be gone. But instead, you went through their system, and that was the mistake. But now you know. Mm,
so now I can walk to the side and maybe bypass it. Okay.
yeah, you don't even have to even go there
Okay.
because the program is broken.
Right.
You basically, when you uncover all of this, it doesn't have effect on you. You're not connected anymore to any of this programming. You destroy the contracts also.
So I can create my own, which is what I should have been doing to begin with. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, when we destroy contracts, we're already in some relationship. Like we have a family and we have a husband or a boyfriend or whatever. And that is called co-creation. So you have somebody else who is in your space that you share with him or her, and you co-create your life. And that person has to be, that's the expression, on the same page about everything, right? For
Yes.
you to totally implement and create what you want. If that person resists and you're in some sort of tight relationship energetically, they can ruin your plans also. So
Right.
it's like they created these clusters of souls that we call families, also to get us emotionally attached to family members, so the family members can abuse us and we would produce all these negative emotions for the system to support it
Right.
energetically for the entities who control us. It's like a hierarchical pyramid of all the hungry entities and creatures and beings who want to use us. So if you don't have a family, you'll have something else for sure. That would kind of try to bring you into a low vibrational state of mind. And
Okay. Yes, my family can do that. That's for sure.
mm,
Mostly my mother. Can I ask you about my sons,
Yeah,
or
let's
should I
just
even worry about it?
um I'm not gonna say the word because if we publish later, um
Right.
it gets deleted and stuff. I actually see your sons, and they are like, this one is taller, this one is shorter, and they have this at a level of, let's say, a waist level. They're connected. It's almost like through umbilical cord kind of connection, but it's energetic in between the two of them.
Yes.
And they walk in different directions. They have different. The youngest one, the short one. He has some interesting entity, and this entity is composed of different energies. I see them in different colors, and they're all merging and twisting, and it's hard to pinpoint who it is. Looks like a big caterpillar that changes its shape and color all the time, but it stands up like up straight. Um, yeah, he attracted that thing through his interest in something. Something related to information of a particular kind.
Hmm.
And that thing is just walks into him, and I see clearly at the age 12. And also there's a lot of mental and emotional kind of different states involved into this at this age.
Yes.
And the reason why this caterpillar is so huge, it's like sucking from each and every segment of his energy body, the energies, and they're all different colors. You're coming up to him. I hear this from him. Mom, I like the system, right? I'm still playing with it. I'm part of it. I know your information, but I don't want it. I almost got like strange, funky headache from him. Like eyebrows start hurting, but then it goes like up. That's a caterpillar, just very low vibrational astral kind of parasite type thing. You actually take a mirror and you put it right before him and say, hey, look, that's the thing that behind you. He gets scared. And you say that you can take it out. He actually does put it in the portal. It was subconsciously he agreed to something. Was that it's like his energy was taken for raising first of all the energetic, so that space where all those AI technology caterpillars live, and second they could replicate themselves into new ones. He was used for energy. 73% of energy caterpillar would take.
Wow.
Yeah, usually at night. It sounds like a suction thing device through the head. That's why the head is like it's reacting. Yeah, you give him like a card in the envelope. He's holding it. He's not throwing it out, but he said, "When you leave, I'll look."
They're stubborn.
Yeah. So the other one is tall. It's almost like he's abnormally tall and stretched out. And there is actually there's like a mantis being behind him. And the mantis being is like stretched his energy up so he can hide behind him so nobody sees really. But if you walk from the back, you see it. It's almost like, you know how it is? It made itself flat and it just like glued itself like a stretched out Play-Doh on his back. It's all like on his back. Just somebody, as if somebody took an iron and just this thing is really hiding pretty well. And he might have some sensations actually in his back from it. But the main idea is to slow down the energy flow in his body and to mentally influence him. He's influencing him mentally big time because there's like discs in his head, kind of old looking discs. There's like old technology of some sort. But it's mostly like he would whisper something to him. It would become his thoughts because there's some device on the ear too on the right. And you do like a picture. You take a picture and show him, and he says, "Oh, really?" I said, "Look at you, how tall you are. You're like 7 feet tall, abnormal, kind of." Uh, he's like in denial. He's just he has hard time believing. He says, "What is this? What what is this physical part of mine?" It's like he's disconnected from his physical because he totally feels like he's separate from the physical and he's not participating in the physical reality, physical life. He's just kind of waiting his physical part to expire in a way, and then he would move and do something. But right now he says he's bored. He's bored with everything in life, deep down, because of this disconnection and like internal conflict in a way. One one step to the right, one step to the left. Never know where really to move, to go, or to proceed with what. Because that once he starts thinking his thoughts, the mantis behind starts whispering something the opposite. And that's when the confusion comes. And a lot of times he acts out of frustration and he's not thinking rationally. That's what I get. Well, it looks like it's going to take him more time than the shorter one, but he might get there. He has only 28% of consciousness at the I mean the rational mind. Analytically, he is not really into this kind of stuff, so he's just gonna have to go through some experience here to understand some things he needs to understand to be able to use the information to free himself completely. Otherwise, he can throw everything out, but it will come back because he doesn't understand the mechanism of interference. And he's saying that he doesn't even believe in interference because he feels perfectly safe in that space. And he was shocked when you showed him that he's got this physical part. And when did separation happen? Like 11 months ago or something. It's not that far. It's not that long.
That something
Yeah.
happened to him 11 months ago?
Yeah. Because he had some connection strings, something, and then they got separated because of the internal conflict. What a soul wants and what a physical wants, and they disagree on that what they both want. There's not even like there wasn't even like 10% of agreement on anything. That's what I feel
Wow.
about it. But yeah, he's gonna come around. He's gonna. It's like he needs experience. He needs knowledge. Even at a soul level, he does. He feels like a very young, kind of immature soul or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't want to listen to anything I have to say.
Yeah, because they strategically put them, the souls. They didn't pick you. It was all like a grand manipulation of the entities who agreed to participate. Those that we saw in between lives. And they hooked up with the other ones and they asked them if, those souls could be your children, and that was perfect for them because through the children they knew that you would wake up anyway. And they know all this stuff, and they could influence you through them when you wake up. I mean, it happens to everybody. Like people wake up and they're shocked how they're treated, and family members start, disliking, hating them, all of this, criticizing, saying that they're insane. Unfortunately, that's how the system works.
Right. Oh my God. What about this arthritis that I have?
That's because you had these clips on your spinal cord,
So,
and
okay.
it was like, see, your protest again being on your own, your protest again your father for this many lives telling you what to do. Your protest against the system caused this arthritis also. So there are two causes. One, implants, another one is that energy that you yourself created in a form of protest went into this. So
So
it's like,
all that happened, well,
yeah,
I mean,
because since you created it, you can uncreate it. You are a creative being. All the emotions we create, we can uncreate, we can delete. The same thing with mental activity, thoughts, and
oh,
anything. It just yokes what comes to me word frustration. A lot of frustrations throughout lives. So
all right. I have I don't know. I have a sister that has some problems physically, and I mean, I have one sister. So, do you see anything with her, or
mhm. She's divided, her body right in the middle divided into the blue, and like right side is blue, the other side is like missing. The left side looks missing. It's transparent, but it's like somebody keeps eating it and ate half of it.
oh,
It's
geez.
like a water snake of some sort or something. Yeah, like a water snake. She was in Atlantis, and she was fighting with Dracos and snake Nagas, who would who also in contact with the underwater snake kind of race. He has a strange kind of face, that thing. And he has snappers, almost like a turtle. And because she was trying to save some of the species that were attacked by reptilians in the ocean, she got bitten up by the snake. You give her all the information. Actually, she's so frustrated about her experience here. So
Yes.
she'll try just to try it if it works.
Yeah, our mother is frustrating her, well, frustrating me as well, frustrating the whole family.
Yeah. So yeah, you gave her a book.
Okay.
She's reading it. She says I like books. So yeah, she's gonna get rid of everything. It's like she asked the snake to stay away from the underwater. Looks like merman tribe, but they have legs, and their legs can turn into tails, like in the story. And she asked, and they're very high vibrational. She basically asked those snake beings not to touch them because they preserve the ocean. And she said, well, I will, even though it was not true. I would not touch them, but you will just give me part of you. And she agreed, but she didn't know what part of me means. It was literally that the snake would energetically start eating her, but she created holes in her energy sphere. Through holes, any entities, beings could walk in, get your energy out from your energetic centers that people call chakras. And that's how the story started. But it gotten worse with time. It kept getting worse. So she's gonna if I fast forward on her timeline, she's gonna get rid of all of it. And she's gonna regrow energetically too. So
Okay. And what is with my mother? Why is she the way she is? I feel like she is like evil.
oh, she's got demonic entity behind.
I knew it.
Yeah.
See it.
And look how it looks like. It looks like typical demon, but it got like on the side like crab legs, like multiple legs, like centipede with pinchers, and every pincher throws like a little, like a spider produces a thread, and that
Yeah.
thread it like hooks into all the family members and starts sucking the energy through when she talks, when she does something and talks. Oh,
Yeah.
it's like she tries to frustrate and break you down. And
Yep.
that's when the creature eats up all the energy through her from others. Um, she doesn't she doesn't understand what's going on. She's not in control of her mind.
No.
So yeah, it's
Jeez.
just sort of like a puppet.
Oh, by that demon.
Mm-hmm. Big one. These creatures are like really amazing. I mean, the way they hybridize themselves, you cannot even tell what it is unless you read the DNA, because this is really crazy. Oh well,
I'm
yeah.
trying to stay away from it because it's so devastating to me. Her and her anything she does. And I haven't been responding like she's wanted, so she started dragging my kids in. And I kept telling her, please leave them out of this
Mm-hmm.
because we've caught her giving her money away.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally decided, okay, I have to cut her off for quite a while.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Because you're kind of like you don't want to get close. Your subconscious is just like trying to stay away, even in the astral, in the etheric, from her.
Yes, I'm trying.
You know what you did? You just saved her like ocean wave of information that would go through her, and hopefully some stay in and she'll use it with time. But I have very little hope she will.
Right. I have little hope too. Just try to stay away from her.
Uh,
And do we have any time left for, I want to ask about my brother. I'm worried about him.
yeah, I see like a Draco being, but it's a brown one, kind of short, small, dried out, kind of skin type Draco. Is behind your brother. Also using him for research purposes. Takes his DNA and things like that. Creates clones and hybrids. Give him the information in a seashell. There's a little pearl inside to make him like pay attention and get interested. Yeah. He takes it. He said he's gonna use it. He figured out a little bit the system for himself. He sees the imperfections, he said. So he'll try it out. He's been experimented on so much that he's gonna, kind of says laughingly, he's gonna experiment on himself now. And hopefully his rational physical part will pick up on that and support the efforts his subconscious is doing.
I hope so. He has a lot of people taking from him,
Yeah.
draining. He's letting them though. His family members.
Yeah, well, it's also his contract, and it's also manipulation of the Dracos. They're very manipulative this way through situations in life and things like that. They put specific people on your way that would be hard for you to get rid of or disconnect from. Yeah. Well, let's just leave him. He should figure it out on his own. And he needs to consciously want it also. So if you have any more questions.
Um, I mean, yes, but no.
Well, you can ask if you want.
I have a hard time at work. They seem to be attacking me a lot, but I mean, there's one specific.
Woman.
Yes, and I know a lot of it is my age and her authority. You know, she wants to have authority, which I don't care. She can have it. Or maybe she's bothered because I try not to be bothered by her. But it is extra work.
Yeah, you know what I saw? I saw like mm, she's like a soldier. So she's like kind of like this black uniform from the Third Reich woman who likes to command, likes to feel and see people suffer. There's like a bee-like entity behind her with wings, insectoid form, who is like commanding the whole process. Yeah, because she totally feels that you're high vibrational, and high vibrationals need to fall, need to be suppressed, and all that. Just a program in her. She's like a beehive mind. There's lots of them like her around in Asia uniforms. Uh, yeah. Well, you can tell her that stay away from my energy space. I forbid you from getting close to me. And I forbid you by the laws of universe and my free will. So he just steps away. It's kind of funny to see she gets disoriented. It's actually easy to scare her. You just have to know her buttons, to the right buttons to push. Um, yeah.
Well, in the past, I try to, I mean, at first I tried to put, light on her, and that just made things worse and made things hard for her family and stuff. But it didn't really her. But now it's like I'm going to give her something else to do in her mind. Go to Disneyland. She likes to do that.
Yeah, good idea.
So I'm just, send her somewhere, keep her busy that way.
Okay,
But then I have one in my office with me that is like a little, I don't know what she is.
Busy
But
bee.
no, I mean, I don't know. I think they're both the same. So I'm trying to do that as well. So, give her something else to do.
Yeah. Well, she has some ant being behind her. She's sitting at the desk. Mm. Yeah, there's similar in action. Like I said, that's like a hive mind of powered by the AI that is trying to put obstacles on the way of people who are waking up, people who are acquiring more knowledge, and knowledge is destroys their matrix. So, but yeah, they'll stay away.
Just ignore them.
Yeah, ignorance is a bliss on this situation because they want your energy in this way they wouldn't get your energy.
Okay, by the laws of the universe. All right.
Right. Ignoring, I meant. But yeah.
It's hard because my son is in there every day too, so he runs everything.
Yeah, it's a hive for sure.
Yep. I guess that's what it takes to be successful. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a stupid matrix dictates all these rules and builds up organizations where you're stuck and you're making this money and you're not happy you're making this money with this kind of people. It's just the whole thing is just based on that.
Right.
Um, you hate your work, but you go to your work. But yeah, it's gonna be over soon.
I hope so.
It's not gonna hold up. The system is gonna be breaking because of the people refusing, you know what? And we see it's happening, and there are more people that they say because they want us to believe one thing, to surrender. But we're not gonna surrender. There's certain some people have this certain um, strong will, and it's based on their DNA, and they're just like always fighting with the system or refusing the system. They're always against somebody's telling you what to do. Those are the strongest ones. The weakest ones are the ones who would go and do it just because it's either convenient or because it's required for the job for travel and things like that. So it just depends on personal kind of characteristics. But we'll all get there. We're just gonna be in different timelines then.
I have another question. I don't know. This is really, I don't know if I want the answer to it. Am I ever going to meet anybody? I mean, I'm a widow now for I don't know how many years. No, I don't know if I want to meet anybody. Maybe that's the big problem. I don't want
Mm,
somebody controlling me.
no, you want just like do you have an independent, like-minded person
Yes.
that you can meet up and talk about things like that and be in contact with, but no obligations. Because the truth is, we don't owe anything to anybody. We really don't. They want us to think that way, that we do. And because through that feeling and knowledge and mental kind of block, they can keep us in the system,
Yes.
incarnated over and over. But yeah, you just want to be a free kind of free flying person with, you do what you want to do. And if that person doesn't want to do it, then that's fine, but you can still talk to
Right.
him. No, you totally have a person like that on your timeline. It just you have to really figure out if you want it or not. And
Oh,
it's just gonna show up. You're gonna catch on to that frequency of, hey, yeah, that would be nice, but I'm happy by myself, but that would be nice. And then it would just show up out of the blue. It would
out of
just
the blue.
happen. Yes, yeah, the magical way always is when you least expect it, type thing.
Okay. Yeah, every once in a while you want to have fun or enjoy something or
Right.
some or,
Yeah.
maybe like-minded, same age, whatever.
Right. Yeah, like a light type of relationship just because you want to be friends like that who can discuss things and talk about things and you know because I feel you are ready for something adventurous and light. No obligations. You've had too many in your life. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah.
That's good. Thank you. That made me feel better.
No, no. I mean, the thing is, when you're clean of interference, you can create anything you want. You really can.
Right.
Everybody should remember that. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the recording here.